You wake up early, before the house is fully quiet, before the sun has completely climbed into the sky. The room is still dim, the air is calm. You sit on the edge of the bed, perhaps stretching your shoulders, perhaps taking a slow breath before the day begins, and then you reach for that small device, you check the number, and there it is again, higher than you hoped. For a moment, a familiar feeling settles in your chest, not panic, but something close to frustration. You've been trying, you've made changes, you've shown discipline in ways many people never will. Maybe you've reduced certain foods, maybe you've followed careful routines, maybe you've spent money on products that promised big results, yet sometimes it can still feel confusing. Why are these numbers not always cooperating? Why does it seem like your body has its own rhythm, its own stubborn timing? If you've ever felt this way, please pause with me for a moment. Take a slow breath in and gently let it go, because the story of your health is not one of failure, not at all. In fact, the body of an older man carries something remarkable: years of strength, adaptation, resilience, and wisdom. Your body has carried you through decades of work, responsibility, family, effort, and even when certain systems become slower or more sensitive over time, the body still holds incredible capacity to respond when we support it with care and patience. Today, we're going to explore something simple, something humble, not expensive gadgets, not complicated routines, and certainly not miracle promises. Just 3 quiet gifts from nature. Leaves that have been used for generations in traditional wellness practices: bay leaf, guava leaf, and mulberry leaf. Now, before we continue, something very important must be said gently and clearly. The information we're discussing today is educational. It's meant to support your understanding of how certain natural foods and plant infusions have traditionally been used in wellness routines. It does not replace the guidance of your personal doctor or medical professional. Your healthcare team knows your medical history and medications, and they remain an important partner in your health journey. So think of this conversation simply as guidance, a warm discussion about ways people have supported their bodies for generations, nothing more and nothing less. Now, let's begin with something many older men notice: that early morning number. You go to sleep having eaten sensibly, you follow a routine, you wake up expecting stability, but the reading can sometimes be higher than expected. Why might that happen? Well, during the night the body continues working quietly. Your liver, one of the most hard-working organs in the entire body, helps release stored energy so that you can wake up feeling ready for the day. It's simply part of the body's natural rhythm. For some individuals, especially later in life, the body's response to this process can feel a bit less efficient than it once did. Think of it like an old door lock. The key still works, but the mechanism inside the lock might be a little stiff. It simply needs gentle support to move smoothly again. And this is where the first humble leaf enters the picture: the bay leaf. Most people know bay leaves as a kitchen ingredient, something that quietly simmers in soups or stews. But when steeped gently as a warm infusion, bay leaves release natural plant compounds that have long been appreciated in traditional wellness practices. These compounds are often discussed in nutrition research because of how they interact with the body's natural metabolic processes. But there is something else interesting about this leaf as well. It naturally contains minerals such as magnesium, a mineral the body uses in hundreds of small biochemical activities. Magnesium participates in muscle relaxation, nerve function, and energy metabolism. Many nutrition experts today encourage people, especially older adults, to maintain balanced mineral intake through diet and natural foods. A simple bay leaf infusion is one traditional way people have incorporated this leaf into their evening routine. Imagine this: a quiet evening, the day winding down. You place 2 dried bay leaves into a cup. Warm water, not boiling, just comfortably hot, is poured over them. You allow the leaves to steep slowly, letting their aroma rise gently into the air. 10 minutes later, you sip the infusion, not as medicine, not as a cure, just as part of a calming evening ritual that supports the body's natural balance. Sometimes the smallest rituals create the biggest sense of stability. Now, let's talk about something many men think about as the years pass: the heart. The heart works tirelessly every single day, beating, pumping, supporting circulation from morning until night. When we nourish the body with balanced nutrition and calming routines, we also support the systems that help maintain healthy circulation. And this is where the second leaf enters our story: guava leaf. You've probably seen guava fruit before: sweet, fragrant, tropical. But the leaves of the guava tree have been valued in traditional herbal practices in many cultures for centuries. When prepared as a warm tea, guava leaves contain plant compounds known as polyphenols, naturally occurring antioxidants found in many fruits and plants. These compounds are widely studied in nutrition science because of their role in protecting cells from everyday oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress as the natural wear and tear that happens in the body over time, similar to how metal slowly reacts to air and moisture. Antioxidant-rich foods help the body maintain balance against that everyday stress. A guava leaf infusion has traditionally been used before meals in certain cultures. Imagine preparing a cup of warm guava leaf tea, perhaps 15 minutes before dinner. The aroma is earthy and slightly sweet. Some people like to add a small splash of lemon juice for brightness. Others enjoy a sprinkle of cinnamon for warmth. It becomes a calming pre-meal ritual, not restrictive, not stressful, just a mindful moment before eating. And that small moment of calm before a meal can actually help people feel more connected to their body's signals of hunger and satisfaction. Now, let's talk about a moment many people recognize. You finish a meal. You sit back in your chair, and sometimes your body feels suddenly tired. Your energy dips. Maybe your focus softens for a little while. This is a very common experience. Meals naturally shift the body's energy toward digestion, but in some cases, people look for gentle dietary habits that help them feel more steady after eating. This is where the third leaf enters our conversation: mulberry leaf. Mulberry trees have a long history in traditional herbal practices across Asia and Europe. The leaves of the white mulberry tree in particular have been studied for their unique plant compounds. When steeped as tea, mulberry leaves release naturally occurring molecules that interact with carbohydrate digestion in interesting ways. In simple terms, these compounds may influence how quickly certain carbohydrates are broken down during digestion. Because of this, mulberry leaf tea has traditionally been consumed shortly before meals in some wellness traditions. Picture a quiet dinner table. Before your first bite, you sip a warm cup of mulberry leaf tea. The flavor is soft, slightly grassy, almost comforting, and that simple ritual can help you slow down, breathe, and approach your meal with a calmer mindset. Sometimes health isn't about dramatic changes. It's about small, thoughtful habits repeated gently over time. Now, before we continue, something important deserves your full attention. Whenever someone introduces new foods, herbs, or teas into their routine, especially if they already follow a medical plan, it's wise to stay aware of how the body responds. If you take prescription medications or follow a medical treatment plan, maintaining communication with your doctor is always the safest path. Health works best as a partnership. Your doctor provides medical expertise. You provide daily awareness of how your body feels. Together, those perspectives create balance. Now let's return to something deeper than numbers: your relationship with your body. For many men, aging has been framed negatively by society. But the truth is far more beautiful. With age comes knowledge, perspective, strength that younger people often haven't discovered yet. Your body may move differently than it did at 30, but it carries decades of resilience. And resilience is powerful. Health is not about perfection, it's about steady care, consistent nourishment, gentle respect for the body you live in. So whether you choose to explore calming herbal infusions, improve sleep routines, walk more often in the fresh air, or simply slow down your meals and breathe more deeply, every one of those actions sends a message to your body, a message that says, "I'm still here for you. I'm still taking care of you." And the body listens, quietly, patiently, responding in small ways that accumulate over time. Tonight, perhaps you prepare a warm cup of bay leaf tea before bed. Tomorrow, Maybe you enjoy a cup of guava leaf infusion before lunch. Another day, you try mulberry leaf tea before dinner. No pressure, no strict rules, just gentle curiosity. Your health journey is not a race, it's a conversation between you and your body. And every day you show up with patience, respect, and awareness. You strengthen that conversation. So the next time you wake up and check that morning number, pause for a moment before reacting. Take a breath, look out the window, feel the quiet strength of another new day. Because numbers do not define you. Your choices do. Your resilience does. Your willingness to care for yourself, even after decades of responsibility, is something truly powerful. And remember this: the body has an incredible ability to adapt when it receives steady support. Small steps, calm routines, balanced habits. These are the foundations of long-term vitality. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply continuing a journey that every strong man eventually walks. The journey of learning how to care for himself with the same dedication he once gave to everything else in life. So move forward calmly. Move forward confidently. Your body is still listening, your strength is still present, and your path toward balance is still unfolding beautifully.